Here is CPL Quiz 3. Our numbers 1 and 2 review goes to the previous video. And we're talking about 3010 of the CPL, which is like the statute of limitations for criminal cases. They refer to this as timeliness of prosecution, but it's essentially when do you have to commence the criminal action. Number 3, which of the following actions must be commenced within 20 years following the commission thereof, or within 10 years from when the offense is first reported to law enforcement, whichever occurs earlier. Rape in the second degree is the one with the 2010 rule, and it's a second degree. So you can remember the rule starts with the 2, the same way the second degree starts with a 2. Okay? So incest first degree, course sexual conduct against a child first degree, aggravated sexual abuse first degree, and any class A felony have no time rule. They can be commenced at any time. So anything that's a class A felony or these really bad like first degree sex offenses, they can be commenced at any time. Okay, so number 4, now we're gonna go to which actions must be commenced within 10 years following the commission thereof. Now, the last one that we did with the 2010 rule, that was in the second degree. This one is going to be rape in the third degree, and there's going to be several other things in the third degree that must be commenced within 10 years following the commission of the offense. Okay, just think second degree rape 2010, and then third degree going to be a 10-year statute of limitations. Number 5, so study question, I'm going to read the ones that are true first. So all of these statements I'm about to make are true. A prosecution for a petty offense must be commenced within 1 year. Prosecution for a Class E felony must be commenced within 5 years after the commission thereof. A prosecution for a Class A misdemeanor must be commenced within 2 years after the commission thereof. And a prosecution for a Class B misdemeanor must be commenced within 2 years after the commission thereof. So this one, when you memorize it, it's important that you remember that A and B misdemeanors are in the same category. They're both 2 years. Okay, so a petty offense, 1 year, misdemeanor, 2 years, and felony, 5 years. And then you go into Class A felony and the rape in the first degree, the course of sexual conduct, all those first degree things, sex things are commenced at any time. And the answer to this question was E, because this was false. Any misdemeanor set forth in the tax law or Code of New York City must be commenced within 3 years. So the correct answer was 3 years, and you can remember that with tax, TAX is 3 letters, so 3 years. 6, insofar as practicable, the trial of a criminal action must be given preference over civil cases. Now that's true. It's not under all circumstances, it's as far as practicable. And if you think about it, well, like civil term and criminal term, they're not even in the same building. They don't have the same judges. You can't really go by that logistically. Number 7, this is also true. The trial of a criminal action where the defendant has been committed to the custody of the sheriff must be given preference over other criminal actions, and that is absolutely true. If you're in a part and you have 2 defendants where the DAs are both ready for trial and one's in, one's out, it's very obvious. You must have the one that's in go first. A prosecution for any felony defined in Article 490 of the Penal Law, which is the terrorism statute, must be commenced within how many years after commission thereof? The answer to this is 8 years. But then if somebody died, then it's going to be a Class A felony, and it's at any time. So just know, terrorism, Article 490 of the Penal Law, 8 years. Tax law, 3 years. Environmental conservation, 4 years. We'll get to that question right now. Number 9, a prosecution for any crime set forth in Title 27 or 71 of the Environmental Conservation Law may be commenced within 4 years after the facts constituting such crime have been discovered, or in the exercise of reasonable diligence should have been discovered. Answer to that is 4 years. So here is another study question. This says, which of the following is false regarding a prosecution for any offense involving misconduct by a public servant? So with this one, the answer was E, all of these are true. So, which is true regarding a prosecution for any offense involving misconduct by a public servant? Such prosecution may be commenced at any time during the public servant's service in office. Such a prosecution may be commenced against any other person acting in concert with such public servant at any time during the service in office. Such a prosecution may be commenced within 5 years after the termination of such service. The period of limitation may not be extended by more than 5 years beyond the applicable period for the particular offense being prosecuted. Also true. Number 11. The periods of time are not included when calculating. So this is the period that is not counted when figuring out timeliness of prosecution or statute of limitations. It's when the period is told, and it's 2 options only. Period of time defendant is outside the state, or a period of time where defendant's whereabouts are unknown and continuously unascertainable by the exercise of reasonable diligence.